If you want to learn how to put together the best possible content for your next speaking engagement, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to do just that. Here's what's fascinating. As a business owner, an executive, a coach, or a consultant, you know how much you care about your clients. You know that no one looks at all of the details, spends all the time, and does all the money and all the research that you do and spends the money that you do on making your clients have the best possible experience. But the challenge is how do you always communicate that? How do you put together something that actually is going to make your potential clients and make your industry know and truly get why you're the best? Now, if you really want to break free from that, if you really want to understand, like, I don't want to be someone just stuck going through the motions, being considered a B player in my industry. I really want to be an A player. You got to figure out how to put together content that when you deliver it, whether it's in video form, podcast form, a public speaking engagement, you're delivering the content that transforms the lives of the people that you're speaking to. But how do you do that? How do you figure out what you should say? It's actually not as complex or difficult as you might think it is. Here's a really interesting way I like to look at anything that I do to make sure I give the best content I can possibly give. Here's what you do. The first thing you want to do is get clear on where are your current ideal clients right now? Where are they right now? What are they dealing with? What are the problems that they're dealing with? What are the challenges that are going on? What's on the line if they don't get this problem fixed? So I want to get clear where they are right now. Now, this is why this is also important. Most people think they're fine, right? You can have someone inside their head, they've been emotionally distraught and they're crying to themselves and someone they love just said something miserable to them and they're like breaking down on the inside, and then you walk up to them and say, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what they're gonna say? "Oh, I'm good." That's how we are. We're all good until something happens to make us realize that maybe we're not so good and we need to fix it. We don't want to put, as my friend says, Band-Aids on bullet holes. We want to really fix problems. So you want to get really clear to where is my current person right now. And then I want to get them to the other side, which is where do I want them to be? Now, that gap between where they are and where they want to be is going to be what you talk about in your speaking engagement to move them to this ideal version of themselves. Now, Dan Kennedy is a great marketer. He has this great story that I love. He talks about how someone's in their backyard and they're drinking a cold drink on a summer's day and they finally kick their feet up to go by the pool and someone starts knocking on their door. And this person's like, "I'm not letting anyone mess up my day. I finally have a couple of, moments to myself. That, whoever's at the door is not expected. They're probably a salesperson, so I'll let them go." So they're sitting down, drinking their drink, enjoying the pool. They got headphones on, listening to their tunes. But then that person starts banging even harder on the door. So this guy in the backyard is getting really upset. Like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to enjoy my time here. Who is this, salesperson going extra hard banging on my door?" I'm just going to ignore him. Because I'm fine. I'm good. I'm in the backyard enjoying myself, drinking my drink, listening to my music. Now, the person starts really hammering on the door. So finally, this guy in the backyard goes, "I got to go give this person a piece of my mind. Who is this banging on my door like that?" They get up, turn around, and realize their house is on fire. And they freak out and they run around to safety. And now they're thanking that guy who was banging on the door, who started out as a pest, but they were saying, "There's a fire in your house. There is a problem, and I need you to see it so you can get to the other side," which is safety in this particular case. Now, I always thought it was an incredible story because the tie to that is where people are right now, everyone thinks they're fine. Your product, your service, what you help them with. There's many people who think they don't actually have a problem in that area. What your job is to help them see these nagging pains that they're ignoring, these nagging pains that they're either drinking away or smoking away or keeping themselves busy with other things and not addressing, and it's a real issue. If you can help people see where they are and the problems they're in, and then take them through a process to get them to where they actually want to be, now you're putting together the right content in the right way that's going to transform someone's life. I can't tell you how many people after a presentation I'll do go, man, I never thought about it that way. I never saw it that way until you gave that presentation. Thank you so much. Now they can move to take action. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get clear on where your ideal client is right now. What are they dealing with right now? And then I want you to think about where they should be to have an ideal dream situation. But what do they have to realize first? What pain do they have to come like up front with and admit? But then here's the steps to get rid of that pain, step by step to get them over here. If you can put together a presentation that achieves that goal, your audience will love you. They will feel like you saved them from a fire that they knew was there, they were just ignoring. I mean, listen, with social media and the internet and alcohol and drugs and all the vices that we have access to right now, we can ignore major problems until they're too big to ignore. The best time to deal with a problem is when it's small. And typically your product, your service, it helps people get a better result. But people have to realize what pain and problem they're in right now to get there. So a good speaking engagement, a good piece of content is going to help people see that problem, get clear on where they are right now, and move them into this ideal state that's only possible when they apply and use the strategies you share, and ideally work with you more deeply for the products and service you offer. So what I want you to do is really get clear on where they are now, the pain that they're in, and show them where they could go. And the steps to get there become the content that you deliver that's powerful and moving. Hey, if you like that video, make sure you hit that like button before you go and hit the subscribe button so you can get more of our great content so it goes to the top of the algorithm. And if you head over to talkadot.com, not only will you get more in-depth resources there to help you with your speaking, but also you'll be able to get a free account for our amazing software tool that helps speakers like you pull leads from your speaking engagements, get data so you can actually have objectifiable information on why you're so good at what you do and how to use that data to book more speaking engagements. If you want to find out what Talkadot is, head over to talkadot.com. And remember, if you want to talk a lot, head over to Talkadot. See what I did there? Just go to the website. Trust me, it'll make more sense when you're there. I'll see you at the next video.